is it? A show about nothing, Jerry. I was supposed to start recording this episode on Monday, and it is now Sunday. What is it about focus? Why did it take me an entire week to create a show about focus? Why don't I find time to get to the things that I want to do, to the things that I need to do, because I seem to be so busy all the time? That's the question for today's episode of Soul Maintenance.
Look at me, I'm so cool. Turns out I'm just another fool. Yep, this is Soul Maintenance.
A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, as a very mature adult. Medications have definitely helped a little bit. Cognitive behavioral therapy helped, but I still have this avoidance problem, and I've been retired for about 5 months now. After the first month, which was a little bit like a vacation, I had a hard time finding focus. Retirement removed a lot of the artificial external structure that was there in my life. A lot of that external structure was meetings, conference calls, and travel. Then you kind of start to wonder, what am I supposed to be doing? And it's like, oh, you can do whatever you want because you're retired. Like, okay, great. Well, what do I like? What do I want to do? I don't know, everything. I have a billion hobbies. And I think that was kind of one of the most surprising and difficult pieces of retirement life to deal with. We're all busier, right? But I don't think that busyness, being more busy is a thing that just started like 20 years ago, or just started with social media, or started with AI or the internet. You could probably go back to before the Industrial Revolution, and you'd have a bunch of farmers telling you that, oh my gosh, man, I spent 14 hours behind this plow today. When am I gonna have time for myself? You know, I'm just so freaking busy. When am I gonna have my own personal time, eh? Oh, it's been an awful day. I've been 14 hours behind this plow. It just gets busier and busier, the expectations. But if I can just get through this season, it'll be all right. And then I'm gonna get a vacation and a bubble bath and a bubble tea, and I'm gonna go to a spa, and maybe I'll go to a sound meditation to do some yoga to make myself feel better. When am I gonna have me time? I just want a bath. You know, discipline was definitely different when I was a kid, and there was a certain amount of external force and authority that defined a lot of the rules under which you lived by. And now people are a little bit more free to explore boundaries on their own, so that it requires a bit more self-regulation than it did in the past. I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I might have inadvertently vandalized a house. It was an evening, kind of the golden hour, and my friends and my brother, we were chucking rocks through the wall of insulation on this new construction house. The owner of the house pulled up. Everybody scattered except for this idiot right here. And of course he wanted to know who my dad was. Let's just say that I couldn't sit down for 3 days. I could go ask my dad for a paddling right now, and he'd probably happily oblige, but I don't think that is probably like the missing productivity hack in my life. What I'm looking for is learning how to self-regulate without a dependence on some kind of external structure. So what I've been working on, and you can tell how well that it's been working because I did such a great job of getting around to focusing on this, is trying to uncomplicate my addictions. And you know, a lot of those things that I just fall back on and do, like cleaning and create lists and have these big long to-dos. I accidentally turned retirement life into a middle management job. Leaving me unsupervised is not a good idea. Whatever it is that you have on your mind that, you know, it's just like, I'm finally gonna have the freedom and the time to do that. Yes, you do have freedom and time to do that, But those are not the things that are really ultimately going to satisfy you. And yes, I had a real hard time focusing and getting this done this week, but there are some things that also happened that I wouldn't trade for anything. I had a couple of great conversations with some friends that really meant something. I had some awesome conversations with family members that were really heart to heart and felt good. I got to spend every day and loving my wife, which is, it's difficult. You can't quantify that. Like, there's no metric for that. You can't measure happiness. I don't think you can't measure love. And so making those connections, like having the time to do those things, I maybe haven't found the answer that I'm looking for in terms of how do I focus, but I think I'm sort of onto something when I slow down for a minute and I stop making it about me and the things that I want to do, and I start thinking about the other people that I love and that I want in my life, and I want to be around them forever. That's when I feel different. That's when I feel accomplished. That's when I feel like, okay, retirement was a success. Send me a note, send me a text, because you're more than likely probably one of my friends or family that's watching this anyway. Put a note in the comments if I don't know you, and just say hi, because I would love to know whether this actually helped somebody else or not.
Yep, this is soul maintenance.